2, 1. Alright, everybody, and welcome to the first Four Corners video podcast. It's technically, I believe, now the 6th episode.
You are correct, sir.
I am correct.
Yep.
So, we finally got the video podcast portion of this. We've been doing a couple of interview situations. Again, thank you to Steve Williams, also known as Congo Kong.
Love you, O.
And
Thanks,
Flying Brian Pillman Jr. Thanks for all the support you guys have given us. It's been an interesting couple weeks in sports. A lot of trades happening in the NFL. Racing season just started. Hockey season, NBA season, both coming to a close here as far as the regular season going to the playoffs. So we just got done watching Fastlane.
A lot of pay-per-view.
A lot of good matches for once. Kind of impressed. So the six-pack challenge was fantastic. I liked the angle with Shane and Kevin and Sami Zayn. Looks very good. I'm figuring there's going to be either a triple threat or some sort of tag team deal there. AJ Styles retained. So I'm sure we'll now see.
Your erection showing, Steven.
Shush! So I'm sure we'll see each
I don't
other.
want to be next to it when it's...
Well, you two are stuck in the middle, so what's that saying? You ski!
But I'm sure we'll see. We're all going to SmackDown on Tuesday night.
Yes,
in
we are.
Indianapolis. We'll all four be there. So I'm sure we'll get to see some semblance of Cena Undertaker, unless they ruin it on Raw. Hopefully, let's hope
Well,
not.
or
I really hope they don't ruin it.
Yeah, guys, if you were watching this and you haven't seen the pay-per-view yet,
Don't pay attention.
skip this first part.
now we say this.
Yeah,
But good show overall.
yeah, pretty good.
Becky took a pin. I was very disappointed in that. Total garbage. Other than that, I understand. I guess they're building Carmella, but Naomi could have taken it. Bacharella could have definitely taken it. Yeah, she could have taken the pin. Nobody wants her to win anymore anyway. So, she's already won a title. It's Becky's turn to win another one. Asuka's gonna wrestle Charlotte.
We all saw that one.
It's the right call. That's the one thing I'm glad that they got right.
Yeah.
That match is going to be money. Hopefully they give it the time that it deserves.
I hope 15 and 20. I'm just throwing it
It's
out
going to
there.
be really hard to fit a lot.
Well, they're going to start WrestleMania right after TakeOver, so they're going to have all the time in the world.
Every match is going to be an hour. I mean,
as long as it's good wrestling, I'm okay with it. I don't know about you three, but that's just me.
obviously, in Sasha Banks and Bayley being possibly cut, it's not a guarantee. It's possibly being cut.
Yeah.
Kind of concerns me. I really want that to have a payoff at the end because it's weird because you can't really tell who the heel is. Sasha was looking like the heel for a couple matches, and then suddenly Bayley pulls her stunt during the tag match like a week or so ago, where she wouldn't accept the tag from Sasha. That's a very heel move, so we don't know who the heel officially is.
Well, we
Might
still
be a
got
tween-
some weeks.
Might be a tweener, too.
Yeah,
Might be a
we've still
tweener.
got some weeks to see what happens, and there's going to be a lot that unfolds tomorrow night and on Tuesday. But let's get into the topics, because we've got quite a
slew of stuff
quite
to talk
a-
about
quite
this
a bit.
week.
Walking Dead first, I believe, is what we would say.
Well, before we get started here, I want to give a couple thanks here. Coming up on March 23rd, which is a Friday, your boys here at the Four Corner Podcast and our boy Mike, who I'm sure will be watching this, Mike Bradley, will be traveling with us to Wrestling Theology Fellowship. It is a wrestling organization that they have a show in Carmel, Indiana. One of the promoters there reached out to us and asked if we would appear, and we are going to be thrilled to go down there and just see what they've got talent-wise. I've seen a couple of the guys that they've had on the shows prior. Stacked card.
A couple of them you and I actually know.
Yep. Jeremy Hadley's worked there. He's a tremendous athlete and professional wrestler.
Love his humor.
Probably one of the best heels on the independent circuit right now.
And isn't our boy Flying Brian going to be?
Yes, a friend of the podcast, Flying Brian Pillman Jr. Hey, buddy. Is going to be on the show as well. It's going to be a great show, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it, as everybody else is as well. And thank you again for having us. Also, huge thank you to Castle Comics and Cards. Sick t-shirt.
We all have one, but
we
weren't
got one.
prepared Nobody prepared us.
We weren't told about that beforehand, but hey.
They've been great supporters of the podcast and really helping spread the word and getting us noticed, and we really appreciate you guys. We love you to death. Thank you for everything you do. Steve Resk, CEO of Super Show, fantastic card game, also dice game too.
I'm undefeated in it.
It's the world's most unpredictable card game, and they do have a Kickstarter going on right now. Make sure to back them to get the exclusive promos they're offering right now.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Zach has already bought some of theirs. Am I right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Already have.
Tremendous amount of promos they've got going on right now. Great deals, and these are going to be exclusive deals for the Kickstarter. So make sure that you get in there and back them. They put a lot of hard work into a great product, and they deserve every bit of success they have. And lastly, shout out to Vela Cards. Again, Tony Vela, you're the best. You help supply prize support for Raw Deal Worlds. Even though we don't deserve it, you guys over there do a great job. We really appreciate everything that you do, and make sure to check out his website, velacards.com, for all your Super Show and Raw Deal needs. And with that out of the way,
we wake Zach up.
I'm awake.
And
we
we
haven't had a chance to get the word into edgewise yet so far.
well, we're getting into the
Sponsorship stuff.
Hey, I was trying to give you some preps, but you know what? Just kind of went right over your head.
Well, Zach's got a lot to say once we get to the March Madness.
Oh
portion.
yes, that will be at the end of the show.
But up first, we're gonna discuss The Walking Dead, and I want to open this up by saying, first off, I am a fan of The Walking Dead, even though what I'm about to say is gonna probably contradict that. But Jesus, fuck, what happened?
Dude, even I'm not a guy who watches the show as much as I would like to, but the Negan story was getting me into it. But that's why when he brought the topic, I was like, I haven't really heard a whole lot much about it.
It's really confusing to me because I read for months and months when they were doing the governor storyline, and they were in that little middle place where they just defeated the governor the first time, and they were just chilling out of the jail, and everything was going good, and all they were doing was gardening. Everybody was like, this is boring. Nothing actually is happening. This is garbage. All of a sudden now, we've had nothing but straight action for 6, 7, 8, pretty much the entire damn season.
Well,
up to
Gimple's
this
gone.
point.
Gimple's gone, which is a big reason. No, that's pretty much public knowledge.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, I'm just saying.
But I do want to say that at one point, this show had the potential to be one of the greatest TV shows of all time. I'm talking in Breaking Bad territory and Lost territory, top program of all time.
Game of Thrones.
This show, ratings-wise, was outperforming the NFL. The NFL owns the day of the fucking week. They were not just slightly beating them in the ratings war, they were annihilating them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it fell off a fucking cliff.
Now let me ask you this though: with a lot of people in homes steaming away from cable, do you think maybe that's the reason why?
Well, I mean, you can get NFL.
I don't know. I don't know.
You can on demand it. There's multiple ways to watch it. I mean, no, I don't have Comcast.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just asking.
Yeah,
Seriously,
we all kind of got stuck into Dish because of our apartment. So
I don't have cable. I have Hulu, bro.
I know you don't. I have cable.
I know. I'm just saying.
I value it.
Anyway.
I need some.
Well, I mean,
I love that DVR function.
do you think, I guess my thing is, granted,
I sleep all day.
I haven't, Colin and Sky have watched more than I have.
I've watched
Do you
every
think
episode.
It's
that...
slowing down though.
Right, but I mean, do you think maybe them doing The Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead, almost back to back, kind of hurt it?
I don't know, because I've watched the first season of Fear of the Walking Dead. I bought the first season on DVD, and
Okay.
it's the only season I've watched.
Well-
I didn't. It's not that I didn't get into it. I really liked it, but funds for me got to the point where I don't keep track of it on TV, so I have to watch it on DVD, and I don't
Gotcha.
want to drop the money on DVDs right now.
To give you kind of a feel for what's going on right now in Fear of the Walking Dead, well, this is a slight spoiler. It might not
I'm
be.
probably like 3 seasons behind at this point.
Morgan is being put on Fear of the Walking Dead.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
To help. But the biggest problem, back to The Walking Dead, the biggest problem that I've noticed is there's such a high influx of characters that you can't really care about. You can't.
Stop mocking Scott behind his fucking
No,
back.
I'm not.
He's trying to
I'm
be
not doing
At least he's not pounding the table.
So,
I've been doing good the past 2 weeks.
I'm proud of you.
but with all these influxing characters, how am I supposed to develop some type of attachment when I'm watching the program to a character that maybe is on for
3 episodes.
3 episodes, and they really don't put any meat into their storyline until they're about to be killed. For fuck's sakes, Heath, who was on the show every
Who the fuck is he?
yeah, this is fucking sad because I don't know if this motherfucker found a time portal and he's just disappeared to where this show's good and he's not coming back.
I still seriously, who the fuck is he? I gotta know. I've watched every single episode. And I don't
Bro,
remember
last
who the
thing
fuck
I
it is.
saw was Negan, and yeah. That's
Okay,
all I got.
Apparently, it was before Negan.
Heath is an African American guy with dreads and glasses, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
went on a mission run, I believe, with Tara.
I know who you're talking about now. I think he's dead. I think he died off screen. Tara's the only one who lived.
Maybe he went to another fucking planet. I don't know. Aliens came
Another
down,
planet. All right.
fucking sucked him up, and he's gone.
Or
Maybe he got
zombies,
kidnapped by
then
the helicopter
aliens.
in that one episode. That might be it. He might have gotten kidnapped by the helicopter in that one episode.
But my thing is, the part that is concerning for The Walking Dead is you bring in Negan, who was the most anticipated villain of any TV show. Yeah, a bona fide badass. But obviously, the way he talks and conducts himself, you can't have that on AMC. So you have to water him down, what he's allowed to do.
But it's true. I mean,
Comic books are so much better. So much better.
unfortunately, it's true. He, if you read the comics at any point, it's literally the F words in every panel.
It's like a comma, it really
Yeah,
is.
like pretty much. And in every Negan-related story, it's just there. You kind of just gloss over it because you're used to it.
Well, he's
It's
kind of
almost
a
normal.
Deadpool character.
But
Yeah, that's what I was
it's
just
pretty-
saying. The way it's
except
telling us, we all
except
pick it up too.
he's a legitimate villain, not an anti-hero like Deadpool is. But I mean, I was excited for Negan, and they had the uncut version where they spliced in all the words you'd supposed to normally say. It was so much better.
Oh, I know.
You're just so used to it.
I knew when they had discussed bringing in Negan that they were going to have to water him down because
Or send it to HBO.
of the language.
Yeah,
Or just air it later at night.
yeah.
But I thought Walking Dead was going great. You get to the point where the cliffhanger happens. I know that wasn't for everybody. I didn't mind it because the people are like, well, this was stupid. But if you think about it, when that went off the air, every single person was talking about The Walking Dead. And that's the one thing that was a success out of it, is because it got people talking, it got people involved, it was questioning what's going to happen, and it made people tune in.
I'm assuming you're talking about what happened mid-season finale this year.
Last year when they offed Glenn and...
Okay. I was thinking about what happened like a couple weeks ago.
So they do
I don't
that.
want to spoil that.
But
In case people haven't watched it.
after that happens, there's a lot of complaints and dislike from the brutality. This is a fucking apocalypse. What do they think is going to happen? There's going to be vile acts of murder, rape, and looting. If they cut that out, it's just Black Friday at Walmart.
Is that being nice? Or is that
No,
like...
he's spot on.
It's-
Like, and it's actually shocking how, like, if you think about it, in an apocalypse such as this, obviously you gotta kill zombies to stay alive, but you're gonna have people. Not everybody that survives an apocalypse of any kind
are nice people.
are going to be nice people. You're not going to run into the four of us. You could run into a serial rapist or a murderer or anybody.
And that might just be their good qualities.
That could be worse. I mean, it's kind of shocking to me that we haven't seen. I mean, they've hinted at it at times, like the Hell's Angels sort of group that was, tried
the
to assault.
Marauders,
Yeah,
yeah.
that tried to assault Carl and
Yeah, the rape pack.
yeah, those guys. I mean, you kind of got a hint of that. Negan obviously completely does not allow that type of behavior. He allows murder, but he doesn't allow, the other type of behavior. It is a little bit shocking. For me, though, with The Walking Dead, my friend Sarah kind of put this out there, that maybe they rose too soon, and they've hit their peak, and now they don't know where to go from here. Like, they've hit their
Plateau.
But that means,
and now they're plateauing.
But that means piss poor planning.
And it is. But, but they've got the comics to kind of bounce
Well,
off of, but they don't go
not anymore. You've killed Carl.
Yeah.
Coral.
You've killed Coral!
Coral's gone.
Yeah, so you've ruined
He's
a lot
went to
of
join
comics.
his real daddy in heaven with Shane.
Yeah.
So,
No. Carl. No, Judith is.
I'm just saying, I really like the Shane character, but I'm a fan of the villains.
Yeah, you made that
Shocking.
Yeah, that's
I
because
mean,
you are a villain.
Shane was a good character, and
Yeah.
he understood early in the apocalypse what you had to be, And Rick just now came around to seeing things that way.
Yeah.
I mean, he
ripped out somebody's throat at one point.
Goddamn right he did.
So, I mean, it's not like he hasn't had flashes of it before, but... Yeah.
I mean, taking Coral out of the situation...
This is going to be a thing now.
It's been a thing since he said it at the prison. Taking him out of the equation changes the complexity of the comics and TV show comparisons.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a lot of Carl Storling. And a little bit of a spoiler here. For those who watch the episodes and notice the pattern of kill some zombies, talk for 40 minutes, threaten Negan's life, Rick saying, I'm constantly going to kill you. Again, spoiler. Rick doesn't fucking kill Negan. They throw him in a fucking cell. So, all this threatening is going to be for nothing.
At least in the comics.
In the comics. I don't know what the hell they're going to do with the show. I want them to turn it around. I like The Walking Dead. I've watched since the very beginning once you told me about it, because I missed it when it first aired. But you told me how great of a show it was. I watched it at the time. The story development, the character development was right up there with Breaking Bad and how they would help build characters. Right. Obviously, I think Breaking Bad is probably the best character development of any show ever done. But
I like Game of Thrones, so I would say, and you haven't watched Game of Thrones, so I understand you don't know that particular.
Not because I don't want to, just I haven't had the time to.
Exactly, because I've given him the first damn season. He's still.
It's actually sitting right underneath the table there.
I'm about to take it back because I want to.
I got a whole week coming up, so I could probably watch it in that time.
I mean, if you have HBO, I would recommend it.
I've heard nothing but great things. It's a great TV show from what I heard. I just haven't had a chance to watch.
Yeah, if you want to watch girls have sex regularly, it's pretty much soft
Dilly
porn.
dilly.
I mean, it's literally soft porn mixed with murder and violence. It's probably every American's favorite thing. So, I would say Game of Thrones is probably the best, and I'm a little annoyed that Game of Thrones is not coming on until next year. So I have to wait an entire year and a half before I can watch the last season. But I guess each episode's going to be 2 hours. They're doing 6 episodes, and they're each going to be about a movie length, like a feature-length film.
Well, that doesn't surprise me, especially if it's going to be the last season.
God, The Walking Dead did that now.
But if you think though, if they're giving it a year for a build, that gives you a year to film 6 episodes, which will be easy to do.
Well, they killed my favorite character anyway, so...
I know they did, buddy. It's okay.
They did.
But
I bought her pop for $120. I own
wouldn't be the worst one, I'm pretty sure.
It's now worth $240, by the way.
So you doubled your money.
I've looked it up on YouTube. Or on Amazon. Yeah, I looked it up on YouTube. No, I looked it up on Amazon. Boy. Shout out to YouTube. Like and subscribe, by the way.
But on that note, I think we've covered pretty much all we wanted to cover on Walking Dead. Colin, you said you have you've been teasing this game with us.
Well, before we start the game, we have to talk about something very important, because we do talk a lot about sports, and we've had a lot of free agency and trades. I know Zach wanted to discuss this at length. Scott's been a little salty, because every time I get a post, it's, man, the Patriots should pick up this player, and then 3 hours later, oh, a certain player went to a different team. Like, he literally texted us yesterday, like, Patriots should go get Sherman, and Sherman went to San Francisco. To the other Patriots quarterback.
That's why I'm not saying shit about free agents anymore.
Well, I mean, if you don't mind, Zach, I kind of want to, start it off with,
Well, Zach hasn't said a damn word.
Yeah,
so
I'm about to say, do you want to start it or do you want
He's been the silent Bob of this group.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bud.
I mean, I don't even know where to start. Michael Bennett being traded from the Seahawks to Philadelphia.
They didn't need any more freaking players.
Well, their defensive line is going to be fucking stats.
Oh my god!
I wonder how it feels to go to a team whose fan base eats shit.
Well, if we have any Philly fans, I'm sorry that you had to unsubscribe to our channel, but
then
we'll kick Scott off next week. Don't worry.
You just look, and Cromartie just got released, so
no,
he's
I
out.
heard he retired though.
No, he got cut.
He just got cut.
Oh, he got cut.
Giants cut his ass.
Well, he wouldn't take a pay cut.
Yeah.
Proving once again, just fucking take the pay cut. You already make more money than you probably deserve.
He's got 12 kids to support.
No. That's not.
That's
the wrong Cromartie.
Rogers Cromartie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
The one that played for the Jets, that's the dude that's pumping out all these kids. And he's going to have to be in the NFL to support all these little guys.
That's
He's
true.
got 12 children. I mean, good
Yeah.
lord.
At some point, you would think he could afford a vasectomy. I mean, my God, they
Maybe-
stopped the tax
maybe
deductions
he's-
at 7.
Maybe he's one of those that wants a lot of children. Maybe he wants his own reality show after the NFL.
He's going to have
TLC will call him.
He's going to have his own team.
He's already got an offensive line. He's got a full offense. And a kicker.
And as Colin alluded to, Sherman went to San Francisco, so that's just going to make that defense better.
And they better not try him with a sorry receiver in practice.
Michael Crabtree.
Right? Let's see here. Who else? Oh, the Rams picked up Talib.
Yep.
And stole Marcus Peters
And
from
stole
the
Marcus
Chiefs.
Peters.
Yeah.
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 I
Well,
think-
we traded Talib for
I think it's like a pick or
A
something.
5th round pick.
it was a 5th round pick. Yeah.
But to be
Which should
fair,
shave his value.
Talib's getting up there in age, and maybe they felt this was the time to cash out.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, like-
they've got a shutdown corner in Chris Harris.
He's damn good.
Bradley Roby. I don't trust Bradley Roby. I would rather. I like Bradley Roby. Don't get me wrong. Bradley Roby's a great corner, but I feel like he's more of a nickel corner, like somebody who could cover a slot receiver, not somebody who should be covering the second man. Like
Right.
we should
number
pick
two,
up.
the number 2.
Yeah, exactly.
The number
We
two.
should be picking up another corner in the draft. I know our biggest fear is quarterback because I don't want to play fucking Russian roulette with quarterbacks this year.
Well,
Seriously.
there's some big time names in the QB department this year.
Elway, I swear to Aisha, if we're stuck with
Swear to I.
if we're stuck with this freaking Russian roulette bullshit like we did last year with those 3 pieces of crap, I could throw a better quarterback than those 3 could.
I would be
I would
willing,
be so pissed.
I'd be willing to say that Elway's what, the GM?
He's a GM.
I would be willing to say if he botches this,
He's
He's
done.
probably done.
he's going to be shown the door. Regardless of all the accolades that he has in Denver, there's only so much they're going to put up with.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, Scott, I don't know if you paid attention because your coach is the one who said when it coach, excuse me. But like when I was at the NFL Combine, Mark Zimmer was on the podium and said, "If I can't pick a quarterback, I don't deserve to be a head coach."
Yeah. Well,
Well, I mean, he's got a point, but
But also
he was
dealing-
sitting 3 deep at quarterback when he said this.
yeah.
Well, no, he said at the Combine like this.
Oh, that's
2
right,
3
they've
weeks
already-
ago.
they've already
yeah,
cut it
they're
already.
already
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, there's nobody
So
on
he's like concentrating on picking a quarterback this year.
I mean, the sweepstakes right now is going to be Kirk Cousins.
Or-
It looks like.
or Drew Brees apparently is now.
if he
But-
doesn't resign with
But
the
I will
Saints.
say
That's
this: if Drew Brees is not a member of the Saints and he goes to the Vikings, you can mark it in the books right now. Vikings win. With Drew Brees, that defense, that offense, the only question mark is maybe the health of Dalvin Cook's knee.
He got hurt pretty early in the season.
he got hurt like game 1.
So he's going to be relatively healthy. But all running backs, or actually any player, really, when you tear an ACL, you're going to lose a step, almost guaranteed. Except for maybe AP. AP pretty much came back.
AP's a freak.
Well, yeah.
Let's just
he
put it this
may be
way.
getting cut too.
As a skilled player, I would have more problems with you coming back with a knee injury. Because as a skilled player, you're going to take shots in the knee every day. Offensive and defensive line, they're big enough guys. They don't. I mean, we get cut, but you don't see the major knee injuries. And I can almost guarantee you this ACL tear for him is going to take at least a year and a half off his career easily.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, he's
not like right away, but
21, 22, something like that.
Right.
I mean, he's right out of college.
It's
so-
sad
Yeah, because I
because
was gonna say this is his rookie year.
the
This was his
promise
rookie
that
year.
he had when
He still does.
I mean, he's going to take a hit. I think he's going to come back maybe a little bit slower.
Yeah.
The cuts may not be there right away.
Give him a couple games, he'll be okay.
I'm
He's
just
going to
hoping-
get tested he has to get hit on that knee first.
Yeah,
I mean, some preseason games would probably help that a lot. And as far as linemen, your biggest worry is more of getting rolled up on and hurt.
Well, and see, that's what we worry about. But what I'm getting at is any skilled player that's had, unless you're a quarterback, let's throw that out there. If you're a quarterback and you get hurt, you're going to be fine because you're gonna wind up not taking hits. First off,
Yeah.
But the thing is with the running back position, and you could tell with Adrian Peterson, it took off a year of his career because he got hurt, and he continued to keep getting hurt,
Yeah.
and then he tried to rush his ass back in to go and play, and he tore it again. So I mean, you've got with a running back or a receiver that has had knee injuries, you lose.
Right.
You lose a lot more than what you gain.
Well, with quarterbacks though, it depends on who the quarterback is. If you're like a Teddy Bridgewater or Cam Newton, somebody who runs a lot, it actually, I feel like it makes you a little bit better of a quarterback because you have to stay in the pocket more. You have to
it forces you.
You're not a mobile quarterback anymore. One thing I kind of wanted to talk about too, to kind of bridge on the whole losing aspect, is when did the Cleveland Browns actually decide to make fucking moves?
Right.
They might
I'm
actually.
sorry, dude. They have like the best fucking. Okay, not the best, but like going from 0 to what the fuck in like within like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is get them a running back.
They made enough moves to get 2 wins.
Well, and look at Barkley go in the first.
They've
pick
got
overall
two.
to
They've got
Cleveland.
2 good running backs right now in Crowell and Duke Johnson.
Right.
You've got Tyrod Taylor, who I feel is a game manager. He's somebody I think that won't lose you the game.
I don't agree with that.
I think
with
it
offense that they've
I
got
don't. I don't. Here's the thing. I am going to tell you this right now. It doesn't matter who you have as a quarterback in Cleveland because they do not have an offensive line. So it doesn't matter if God himself was the quarterback for the Cleveland fucking Browns. He's going to get hit, and he's going to get hit often. That's why you see Brady Quinn. You see all these quarterbacks that go to Cleveland.
Wait, hang on. First of all, if the offensive line is bad, then they would need a mobile quarterback.
He's still going to get smacked in the mouth.
Every quarterback will get smacked in the mouth.
That's your Tom
I'd
Brady.
also like to point out Tyrod Taylor can run.
No, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. No, that's what I was
I'm
saying.
saying
He's mobile.
If the pocket does cave.
He can.
And it will.
But hold on, let's look at this offense. You have Josh Gordon, Jarvis Landry, Corey Coleman when healthy, Joe Koo, Duke Johnson, Crowell.
And possibly Saquon Barkley.
It,
It's a possibility.
I'll put it to you this way. You're not stacking the fucking box. Because if you don't have somebody to deal with Josh Gordon, you're going to be looking at him in the fucking end zone with a touchdown.
And he will be on my fucking fantasy football team. I picked that mofo up at the end of the year.
I still don't, even
He's
with
good.
a mobile quarterback, I don't, because of the name on the uniform.
That doesn't mean anything.
Dude, come on.
Dude, Jimmy Garoppolo went to the 49ers and he went 5-0.
We miss you in New England, Jimmy.
But there's a difference. Jimmy G
It's brilliant.
is brilliant.
He is, but like you got, but
Man
like,
is a
but the way you
genius.
said it though is it's the name. Okay, so the 49ers have been jack shit for the past like 4 years.
Since
The Browns have been jack shit for
un-American.
like
I got
over a decade.
They're consistent.
Hey, they're consistently suck.
Consistently at the bottom.
Well, all right, let's do this. For the Browns, let's go around the table. Colin, we'll start with you. What do you think their What do you think their record is at the end of the year? And the rules to this prediction is everybody's healthy.
Thank you.
Nobody's hurt. They play a full healthy slate of 16 games. What's the record at the end of the year?
6-10.
Zach?
I'm gonna go 3-13.
I'm going 7 or 9.
I'm gonna go 8-8. I think they can get 8-8.
I don't think they get in the playoffs.
I do think
It'd be
now,
tough in the AFC. The AFC's gotten a lot better. They're still not NFC.
They're still in the
worthy.
AFC.
And then, of course,
North,
well,
it's going to
yeah,
take.
but Le'Veon and
Le'Veon just got re-signed.
and
no,
Antonio.
Le'Veon got tagged.
I
got
know,
tagged.
but it's
That doesn't
still
mean he's gonna
re-signing.
There's going to be a couple of games where they're going to get started and they're not going to be gelled. But I'm telling you, at some point in the season, that chemistry is going to click
But
between
no,
those guys.
But no, wait, hang on. With them signing it now and not during the season, they're going to have spring training to go through, plus preseason, plus camp, plus warm-ups.
That's a great point. That is another
You
plus
know,
to
I
the
mean,
offense.
it's done. All this stuff was done early in the season. I'm pretty sure this is the new GM that did this.
Yeah, we're not used to making positive comments about the Browns. This is not something we have done.
But like, if you
This
think
is really
about it, this
confusing.
is
I don't know how to
this is
answer
literally
this.
like what, like a month after the Super Bowl, if that.
It's been exactly a month.
Is it?
No.
It
When
was
it?
February
4th?
3rd, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
something like
like-
that.
Yeah,
February
first
3rd.
February.
So a
first
month-
Sunday in
Sunday.
February.
So a month
Yeah.
after the Super Bowl, spring training doesn't
First
begin until
February.
April.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's April and
Is
May when spring training begins.
Roughly.
Well, you've given them Jarvis Landry, Corey Coleman,
Yeah.
Josh Gordon, David Njoku, Tyrod Taylor, and your 2 running backs to gel together.
The big
I'm not
question.
saying they're going to be like a 13-3 team.
Oh God, no! If they were 13-3, it's not out of the realm of possibility. We saw it with the. Hold on, we saw it with the Rams. Did anybody expect the Rams to win that division?
I'll give you that.
I mean,
To
I
be
sat there
fair,
when I saw the Rams win that many games. I'm like, what?
But
What happened?
Can I
How
point
did they
out
do
the
that?
white rabbit in the room?
There's a wire.
Where?
I'm sorry.
It moved fast. I couldn't see it.
Let me throw a little knowledge on y'all. You can have all the skilled players you want. The offensive line is going to be the big detractor here. Let's just be honest. Joe Thomas is gone. He is no longer a Cleveland Brown.
Really?
He is the best O-tackle they have ever had. Huh?
I'm saying he's gone.
Yeah, he's
I
gone.
agree with you.
He's gone.
Yeah, but you all.
The offensive line is the hardest thing to get to gel.
You shut
I'm
your
sorry.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but you also got to look at Andrew Luck. He had a shitty offense.
And look where he is right now.
Yes, he is
On IR
He is on IR, but he still did well.
for 2 years.
Until he got hit in the mouth every play.
By the way, I'd like to
He's
point
got
out the
a
Broncos
lot.
won that whole thing.
Your hate of the Browns.
It's not the hate, it's just the truth.
He's wearing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, this is
Jesus
this is
Christ,
Kurt
yes.
Angle. This is Kurt Angle.
Still Pittsburgh Steelers.
Kurt Angle.
It's
Kurt
this is
Angle.
Pittsburgh.
Jesus Christ.
I see some bias.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing, though. They do have a shot here because they have 2 top 5 picks.
They could burn
They could-
those on offensive linemen.
I mean, they're going to have to.
But do you really think that they're going to, with
I
the
would.
Did
best,
anybody think that they were going to get Jarvis Landry and
best-
trade rape the Packers?
the best offensive line, they're going to probably go with Barkley at number 1.
Maybe. It's
They
still
already have
maybe.
2 decent running backs. I don't know why they would get a third. The Giants need a running back. But anyway.
The Colts.
This is
But who else they get?
also assuming they don't trade the pick.
Ooh, that's a good point. They could trade.
They have 2. If they could find somebody who wanted to jump up to get Barkley, looking at you, Tampa Bay, because God knows you need running back help.
You
Doug
got
Martin
rid
was a
of-
bum.
Except for that 1 year he won me the
Oh, yeah,
Super
He's-
Bowl with the Eagles.
he's released
So
too, by the way.
you target a team that might want a running back, like Tampa. The Jets could probably use a running back with Forte, and you don't really know how well Powell's going to hold up for his season.
The Colts, maybe?
Colts need.
Yeah, but the Colts are.
If the Colts take a fucking running back, they're going to burn that damn stadium to the ground.
Well, Frank Gore's not going to be back. I don't think.
No, I don't think Frank Gore's back.
No, he's not. They're
The
right.
Colts' first pick needs to be a quarterback.
No, offensive line.
I'm
Sorry.
You show me where Andrew Luck has a clean bill of health and he is guaranteed to start week 1. That is the future. That is the most important position in football.
Okay.
But you have to protect that. That's what I'm saying. You have to protect it. You can't do that with a Colts offensive line. You look at Anthony Costanzo, who can't block worth a crap. Let's look all the way across their starting lineup. You have a young center that hasn't played a single game because he's been hurt.
Kelly?
Yes, from Alabama.
Kelly.
You,
Oh,
That's why.
He's from Alabama.
you have to go and focus on something to keep Andrew Luck upright.
Well,
Because if you don't, Andrew Luck is going to get murdered, and he's going to take off. I guarantee you, he'll try to take off and play like a linebacker again to go and try to pick up the yards, and he's going to get hit. And
He's going to get picked up when he tries to take off.
Yeah, he'll get smacked in the mouth.
Oh,
I
no.
mean, it's great to have these skill players, but if you don't have the offensive line to protect them, you go run for your life, man.
I love Zach's vehemence. He's just like, fucking O-line, bitches. Everything else sucks. That's the O-line, damn it.
Well,
He's not wrong. I mean,
No,
you can't,
he's not.
If you
It-
can't,
it
you
is
can't
also-
if you don't have an O-line, you can't run the ball, can't throw the ball.
It's also worth mentioning Nate Solder from the Patriots, one of the top offensive linemen in the NFL,
Is
is a free agent. If the Colts are serious about this offensive
piss
line
on that. He
movement,
goes to Denver.
I mean, I don't think New England's going to retain him. They don't look to be in the market to spend big right now, based on letting a lot of these guys slide. If he goes, I would say maybe the Cleveland, maybe the Colts to help shore up that line.
Right.
I mean, that's a start. I mean, you have an elite player at that position to help protect, and then maybe you draft one later in the draft. I don't know how many picks the Colts have.
They had at least 5, I think.
I honestly would pick up the guard from Notre Dame, and it's not because I'm a Notre Dame fan.
Dude, that dude is built like a bird shit
yeah.
house. He's
Time
fucking
out.
quick.
When do the Colts pick?
Third.
They better pick him up third because Denver's going to pick him up for him.
The
They-
lineman.
The lineman from Notre Dame. They pretty much
Oh,
said if
yeah,
they don't
yeah.
get a quarterback, if they get a quarterback in free agency that they want to run with, that O lineman from
I do not
Notre
see-
Dame is going there.
I do not see Josh Allen falling out of the top 5. One of those teams
It's going
is going to pick that young man up.
I mean, I could see New York doing it and having him as the backup when
I
Eli leaves.
I think he goes to Denver.
think
really.
Allen
I wouldn't
goes
be
to
against
Denver.
that.
Where does Denver pick? 5?
4.
We're right after the Colts.
It's Cleveland, New York,
Indianapolis.
Denver,
It's going to be a fun
Cleveland.
draft to see what happens and who trades what. Because I honestly don't think the Browns. I don't see them keeping both picks.
No, I don't.
I don't. They'll probably either trade for a better player that they know is going to be good right out of the
Or a
box.
package of draft picks.
Well, or a lot of draft
and,
picks.
and I'm glad you brought that up because there's been a rumor that the Colts are going to try to package Andrew Luck for both of those picks.
Interesting.
I have absolutely heard that from people that are inside. You know, Schefter's brought it up. A lot of people have brought it up on ESPN. Granted, ESPN hasn't been on a great.
So the Colts were thinking about moving on from Andrew Luck.
Yes.
About time.
So
It should have been in a season ago, I feel.
Yep.
Yep, because they wasted an entire season.
And
doing
it's
nothing.
not the fact that the talent's not there. It's
the cap
the
room
health.
needs
you can't stay on the field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Right.
he's wasting cap space doing nothing.
Well, I mean, like Frank Wright, who he put up an offensive machine in Philadelphia. No offense, but I mean,
Hey, we lost.
I mean, I'm sorry, but like Carson Wentz, who's a second year quarterback, was doing ungodly things with the Eagles, and then all of a sudden you take fucking Nick Foles, who was a flop 2 years ago, and you turn him into a Super Bowl champion. Frank Wright can do something with nothing.
I agree.
But I mean, we're gonna have to play the waiting game and see what
Well,
transpires.
I mean, now this was
Come on,
kind of
Denver,
something.
get Kirk
This was
Cousins.
kind of something I was wanting to ask each of you guys. Now we each all have different teams that we all like. Obviously, Scott's with the Patriots, I myself with the Panthers. You're Seattle and Colts
Indy, yeah.
and Indy, and then you're Denver. What would you want to see draft wise? What would you want to see them draft?
The O lineman from Notre Dame.
Okay.
Because that gives me faith that they've gotten a quarterback. If we have to draft a quarterback round 1, we're fucked. We're fucked.
I don't think you are. I
No,
think
I-
Josh Allen's going to
Hey.
play well for you guys.
But as you just said, we don't have a fucking O line. We need an O line first. And if we have to draft a quarterback, we're going to lose our chances at O line, which means we either have to pick. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to get Nate. I'd love to get Kirk Cousins, and I'd love to get Butler from New England. Not Butler. To replace Aqib Talib. Get those 3, then draft the other O lineman. We got 2 good O linemen and a quarterback. We've got another corner to cover alongside Chris Harris, because Chris Harris is one of the best corners in football right now. I mean,
Minus
he's got
Eli
it.
Apple and Malik Hooker. But that's just me.
he's still up there.
Well,
He's
I
still
know.
one of the, he's still
So
one
you-
of the best.
You want quarterback.
I would love for them to draft an O lineman. That would be best case scenario.
I'm going to piggyback on yours. Bill Belichick. You're the GOAT of coaches. Undeniable. It's not a debate anymore.
I don't know. The Bulls.
Don Shulo, too, would probably
It's
have something to
Phil
say about
Jackson.
that.
When Don
Phil
Shula
Jackson.
wins a game against top-rated defense with a third-string quarterback on 2 days, then we can have this discussion about him being in the Bill Belichick era.
Okay.
Quarterback. Brady ain't playing forever. The good years are, I think they're coming to an end.
He had a
And
good game. And
Hoyer is not the answer. He's never going to be an answer to any
Well,
team.
now to be fair though, Scott, Belichick was the one who, from what I read, wanted to trade Brady to begin with.
I know, but I'm saying
You're talking to
Belichick-
Kraft.
I was like, wait a minute.
No, I want Belichick to not give up on the idea of getting a replacement for Tom and just saying fuck it when he leaves, and then it's a shitstorm.
I mean, I'd like to see New England go 0-16. It'd be just delightful.
Of course you would.
Well, I mean,
You and probably everybody else watching
they
this.
couldn't go 19-0. Why not go the other way?
But I really want New England. I want New England to try to find a quarterback in the draft, or maybe free agency, some diamond in the rough. Bill Belichick's really good at finding those.
No, you are not getting Teddy Bridgewater. Shut up.
Teddy, I'm just saying.
Teddy go
But-
to Denver.
God, you're terrible.
Zach, what do you want to say?
In Indianapolis, I gotta see offensive line. I don't need the edge rusher right now. Chubb is a freak of nature, yes, but let's be realistic on what our expectations are for Indianapolis. If you're going to keep Andrew Luck, okay, you need to go offensive line. If you're not going to keep Andrew Luck, then get rid of him and let's get some picks back so we can start rebuilding.
Steven?
Oh, I thought he was going to add to Seattle.
No.
I know what Steven wants. He wants an owner for his team.
That too would be great, but I mean, the one thing I would also say is either A, offensive lineman to help protect Cam, or B, another wide receiver, because we did just get Torrey Smith.
Got a deep threat, somebody can stretch the field.
Yeah, Torrey Smith's good player.
He's a good role player. He's a role player right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
but
not somebody. You're not building an offense around Torrey Smith right now.
he won a Super Bowl against Big Ben.
That's okay. Percy
Work
Harvin.
that ass.
Shocked he stayed on the field long enough to play.
Hey, he returned a touchdown. But no, like seriously, like I mean, Carolina, we got rid of David Worley, but we got Torrey Smith, which is great. I mean, Ron Rivera is doing great things with the defense. I hope that they can keep that going. But we also need to start thinking about protecting Cam.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big dude, and yes, he's a mobile quarterback, but
Hits that up.
you know, yeah, the hits do add up, and he was getting up kind of squirrely against the Saints last game I saw him in.
That's how you have a
And he
concussion.
needs to work on not sailing the ball.
Speaking of Carolina, before we're going to go to the next the game. We're going to play a game. right now.
like games.
But to end this segment, Carolina has a new potential owner. Through the ring in the hat, the owner of Fanatics, the sports clothing
Yep.
company, has thrown his name into the hat, or his hat, whatever. His
His
name in the hat. I was right.
hat.
I was right the first time. Sorry. As a
That's
potential
what I did here.
suitor for the ownership. I know
I'm
there's
okay
a
with that.
lot of freaking people that want that ownership.
Steph Curry and who else?
There's
Jay-Z.
It's a big money
there's a
market,
track
dude.
there's a multi-track owner from NASCAR that wants Bruton Smith,
Yeah.
I believe that wants he owns
It's
a lot
big,
of racetracks.
it's a big,
It's
it's a
gonna be
big
one of
money
those.
maker. Man.
Well, it's rare that an NFL ownership comes up.
So we'll see.
Very rare.
So I mean, with that, let's
Keep pounding.
let's move on to the game here.
All right. So, ironically, this topic was actually brought up by Steven during our conversations. That he thought we should start talking about this. And
What did I do?
hold on, it's fine.
You guys have told me shit.
I have not told anybody
It's
because
all
I don't want
shit.
you all to cheat.
I'm not a part of this. I know nothing until now.
None of them know anything. All right, so
Covering my ass.
the four of us are in a fantasy football league.
Oh God.
So this game show this week is going to be 10 questions about the history of the league, specifically certain statistics.
That's not fair because none of us.
You're
is
the
in
fucking GM. How? I'm not in the game. I'm running the game. The three of you are playing.
But I don't know all the.
That's
Well,
fine.
let's see.
It's multiple choice.
Oh, okay.
So you have a chance.
C.
You could just guess.
All right.
The
Let's,
answer is always C.
all right. Let's
We're going to start with the easiest one, and then we're going to get more and more difficult as the game goes on. So the first one. The most wins in league history. This should be pretty easy. Is it A, Scott, B, me, C, Travis, or D, Jess?
me.
C. Travis.
Zach?
I'm gonna go with Scott.
You two are correct. Scott has 64 wins in league history. Travis is second with 56.
Three sports guns.
I am third with 55, and Jess is fourth with 50 wins. That is the top four in the league. Jess actually would
Most
have been
against
higher.
Scott though.
Yeah, most against Scott. That's the fantastic part. Scott has only beaten Jess once in a game in fantasy football. Jess would have had a lot more, but she had a really down year this year. I believe she went 4-9. So,
Question two.
question 2: the most points in a game.
Travis.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's Travis.
And this just happened,
That's
like-
Travis.
Yeah.
Travis.
I told you some of these are going to be easy. So A, Jess, B, Travis, C, Scott, or D, Todd.
B. Travis.
I had it, and then Travis took it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis, ironically, broke his own record.
Yeah.
He
Back
set a
back.
record, then he broke it. Now, the reason I added Todd is because Scott and Todd had one of the best fucking fantasy football matches of all time.
Arcade mode.
It was 206-204 94, I believe, was the final score.
Oh, wow.
And they both were setting the record as they were passing each other until Scott eventually won, and that held for quite a while until Travis broke it this year. 221 is the new record to set for next year. Most consecutive wins in a season. Now, keep in mind, this can be from the end of the season to the start of the next season, mid-season, however you want to do it. Is it A, me, B, Scott, C, Travis, or D, Doc, a.k.a. my dad?
I'm going to say me.
Consecutive wins. Most wins without a loss.
I'm pretty sure it's me because I went on a 9-0 stretch once to start the season.
I want to say Scott so bad, but in the back of my
You
head,
should.
Travis.
You really should.
I bet you should. Just to try letting you go.
I'm gonna go Doc.
You're correct.
Damn.
By one game.
The most
Dad,
consecutive wins?
10 wins. The year that he lost to Jess in the Snow Bowl, he was on a 10-game win streak before he lost to Jess in the Snow Bowl. He had not lost since week 4.
Oh, that shit's changed this year.
You were correct, though. You and Todd both went 9-0 to start the season. That is the record for the longest. Actually, it's the 3-way tie because Jess also went 9-0 to start the season once as well.
So was it
But-
2-2-1?
Yes. What year did the commissioner of the league, so me and Scott are commissioners, what year did the commissioner of the league not make the Super Bowl? There's only been one time. Is it A, 2014, B, 2011, C, 2016, or D, 2012?
Oh my god.
I can't remember how long I've been in this damn league.
2011
Are you
was the first.
counting? Are you counting the year like where I controlled it and then?
Yes, the years that you controlled it versus the years I controlled it. There's only been one time that either Scott as the commissioner or me as the commissioner has not made it to the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna say it was the second year because that was you and Dre in the finals, and you weren't a commissioner.
But he is a commissioner now, so wouldn't that still count?
I'm not in the Super Bowl right now. I didn't make the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, but he
It's,
did.
it's also not an answer. 2017 is not an answer.
What was the years again?
A, 2014, B, 2011, C, 2016, D, 2012. If it helps any, the seasons actually line up with the last numbers. So season 1 was 2011, season 2, 2012,
It was
etc.
16.
I think it's 2012.
I'm gonna say 2012.
Steven is correct. 2016.
Jared.
2012, I was the commissioner. 2011 was the first year.
Jared and Sutton. That's right.
No, it was Jared and Jessica.
Jessica. Yep.
Jared
That's
and
what-
Jessica, 2016,
Mhm.
because Jared beat Jessica to win the Super Bowl.
Because that was the year we first started that jersey
Jessica
thing.
wasn't in the Super Bowl day.
She was.
Yes,
I
she
looked
was.
it up. She was in the
Because she
Super Bowl.
beat you to get into the Super Bowl.
She is 1 and 2 in Super Bowl competition. She has won 1 and lost 1. So she's 1 and 1.
I could have sworn it was
But
Todd.
20,
No, because you two played each other to get into the Super Bowl.
Well,
Yep. Yep.
I guess next question then.
Yep. 2016. And by the way, I was the commissioner that year. So
Um,
Scott, every year he's been the commissioner. He's made the Super Bowl. Figure it out.
Ignoring.
I'm pretty. I wanted to bring that up.
So are we all tied at 2?
Yes, because Steven was the only one who got that correct.
Okay.
Worst record by a champion. So the worst record in the regular season, who also won the championship. So this doesn't count the playoffs. A, me, B, Scott, C, Jared, D, Jessica.
Jared.
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 You're all correct. He was 6 and whatever the record was.
Yeah, it was
I don't
6 and
remember.
not good.
It was 6 and 7.
He got lucky.
He was under 500, made the playoffs because that division sucked that year. Went 6 and 7, won it all. And
Oh,
I
that
think,
was the year he beat. Yeah. 'cause
Yep, that was the year he beat Jess.
We had the same record.
Yeah, 16.
And it was.
So gay.
I found it ironic because we all talked shit about how bad his draft strategy was by drafting 4 defensive players, and he still beat them. He
Yeah.
still won the Super Bowl.
I remember
He
that.
beat me by 1 point.
All right. Number 6, closest win by points in league Super Bowl history. A 10, B 5.5, C 8.5, D 3.5.
D.
It's D. It's 3.5.
Yeah.
All incorrect. I looked it up. It is B 5.5, and that's taking off the 5 points.
Oh shit! I was given the because that was this year with me and Travis.
Yep, that was this year. It was the closest Super Bowl.
Y'all still packed at 3.
Yeah.
We all
Yep,
still tied
you're
at
all 3.
Sound big.
Best
We all
record.
suck at knowledge.
Best record to not make the league Super Bowl. So best regular season record to miss the Super Bowl. A, Scott. B, me. C, Doc. D, Travis.
Doc.
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 Scott. 11-2 to miss the Super Bowl. He missed it. I don't remember when. I'll have to look it up to make sure I know what year it was. But it was a couple years ago. I think it was the year that you lost to Jess.
2016.
2016. That statistic is coming up a lot. But yes, Scott.
Because wasn't your only 2 losses? Wasn't one of your losses against Jess that year? No, seriously, I'm just.
Yeah,
asking.
It would have to be
It was
Jess.
Jessica, and then I had a shitload of buys, and I just couldn't make up anything for a team
No,
that
no,
week.
no.
Yeah, well, when you get on it was the year he went 9-0 to start the season, by the way. I mean, when you go 9-0,
MJ, that's who beat me.
Yeah.
That was the other one.
when you go 9-0, you don't get waivers, so you can't build up good teams.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just when you start getting injuries,
So
you're
next
fucked.
question.
Most points scored in a season. This gets a little interesting. A, Travis, 22-25. B, Scott, 22-30. C, Scott, 2,300. Or D, Travis, 23-43.
It's
Travis.
It's
Yeah.
D Travis.
Yeah.
You're incorrect. You had the right name. It was
I
A.
never said the name.
You said Travis.
You said D
I
Travis.
Said, I said Travis. I didn't say
Well,
one
this
letter.
motherfucker here.
Wrong.
Anyway, it's
Wrong.
fine. That's fine.
Hey,
I
well-
remember it was Travis.
Yeah, it's A, Travis. He scored 22-25 last year.
Okay.
Wow.
I knew it was last year.
Scott's number was changed a little bit. He's actually scored 21-30, not 22-30. He was the second highest scorer. Worst record in league Super Bowl history. No, Super Bowl history. You have to have made the Super Bowl. Steven has not made the Super Bowl.
Fuck.
A, me. B, Travis. C, Jessica. D, Scott.
It's me.
Jessica?
I'm gonna go Scott.
You both are correct.
Damn.
He is 1-3 in Super Bowls.
Oh, I.
In fairness to Scott, yes, he's made the Super Bowl 4 times. He's lost 3 of
misread
them.
that question.
You should ask.
It's okay. It's my
So-
own fault for not asking.
In fairness, this league is the weirdest league because no team in league history has won 2 Super Bowls. Ever.
That's good.
This league has no. It's got a lot of parity. Nobody seems to win 2. Scott's been to a lot of them. He just can't seem to win. He won actually his 3rd time. He lost the first 2. He lost in 2011 to Ron, and he lost 2013 to Vacant. Because Scott vacated that one. Then he won in 2015, and then he lost this most recent year.
Why do you make
So is that all 10 questions?
Nope. We have one more question. Number 10. Worst record in a season in league history. Is it A, they didn't win a single game,
Oh.
so 0-13.
No, we never had that.
Mm.
B, 3-10. C, 1-12. Or D, 4-9.
B 3 and 10.
What was C?
1-12.
I'm gonna go with B.
B, 3-10. B, 3-10. You?
I'm gonna go 310.
3-10. You're all incorrect.
Damn.
Todd Sutton went 1-12 the year that he ended up winning the last place group league.
Oh,
He
good.
lost every single game except for one intentionally so
Shit.
that he could get all the waivers. 1-12 was his record.
That's right.
Damn.
So, I mean, that was really fun. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
But-
and it's an interesting look at our fantasy football. I know we'll end up discussing a lot of fantasy football, especially because we all play in a league at some point. So
But coming up right now, guys, your main event, I know the thing we've been hyping up all day today is the March Madness Bracket Challenge, and I'm sure everybody's going to be eagerly anticipating and playing in.
Super Cup. Yeah.
So, guys, here
Back
at
to Tar Heels here.
guys here at Four Corners Podcast, we're going to do our very best to give you the winning information to put some cash in your pocket, and hopefully you guys can win some cash with this advice. So, Steven's kind of the appointed guru here of college basketball.
Definitive champs.
So go ahead. Yeah, we get it. You're not winning.
sorry.
You're not winning this year.
If you pick
I know we're not.
If you pick North Carolina in your brackets, fix it. Fix
So-
it now.
If you guys are getting ready to fill out your brackets, we're going to go game by game, all the way to the finals. Give me the blueprint to win some cash. So, Stephen, what is the very first game at the top of the
Well,
of us? Hold on, to preface this is off the ESPN app. So if you go to the Play Bracket Challenge, this is what we're doing this off of. So if you're doing CBS or something, just saying this is where we're going to do ours at on ESPN.
The one thing I do actually want to say about this year is this year in college basketball has done a lot of scrutiny, obviously with the FBI cases and things of that nature, but still, no team has been that dominant this year. So this has got to be probably one of the hardest years to pick an NCAA tournament bracket to go off of. Yes, Colin.
I want all those teams that got involved in the FBI to be banished from the tournament.
Yeah, probably
TCU will have a
can't really do
cakewalk.
that. Some picks are really easy. Some picks are not. I kind of feel like Zach and I can do our best, and I do want Scott and Colin to chime in.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a few that I feel confident on.
Good deal. Obviously, Virginia, number 1 seed, the first number 1 overall, the best likely to make it to the Final Four. I've got them winning their first game. Second game, I'm literally just going straight down the line, guys. I'm not, picking them out of my, out of my rear or anything. Next line is number 8 seed Creighton against Kansas State. Big 12 this year actually had a very good year. Some teams got in that didn't, but I'm not part of the committee, obviously. I honestly picked Creighton in this one. Creighton's a very good basketball team. They've always shown great promise over the last 10 years going into this. The next is number 5 Kentucky against Davidson. Honestly, Kentucky had a down year, and I honestly picked Davidson.
I think
Kentucky only got in because they won the SEC tournament, beat Tennessee earlier today.
I think it's really funny that Kentucky has a down year and we're 5 seed.
Yeah, I mean that's bad. They're usually a 1 or 2.
Good program.
Next one is Arizona and Buffalo. Arizona, great team. They're always fighting in the Pac-12. I pick Arizona to win. Next one is Miami and Loyola Chicago.
You butchered the shit out of that name.
Whatever. I can't say all the names. My apologies. I'm not great in English class, folks. Miami, obviously, I picked that one. I would assume everybody would pick Miami. Great school. Obviously, Travis.
Yeah, when we disagree with you, we'll tell you.
Good deal. Tennessee and Wright State. Tennessee all the way. They've been doing really good this year. Showed some great promise. Next would be Nevada and Texas. I'm picking Nevada. I don't know how you guys both picked.
I had picked Texas, but I could see where Nevada.
And, some of these matchups are actually really, really tough for us to pick, and we're all trying to give you the best advice that we can go off of.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean,
Cinderella stories do happen, obviously.
Somebody can get hot at the right time.
Yep, you got to pick upsets, and which obviously I picked one with Davidson and Kentucky. Davidson and Rhode Island are 2 hot teams right now. I picked Davidson for that one. Cincinnati and Georgia State. Cincinnati, Cincy all the way. Xavier and the play-in game, Texas Southern and UCC,
MCC.
North Central Carolina.
I believe so.
North Central, okay. Xavier will be that one.
That's obvious.
Missouri and Florida State. Florida State, big ACC team. Really, you don't pick that?
I took Florida State.
I guess we took Missouri.
You two did?
Missouri.
Okay. I personally took Florida State just because they've had a really good year in the
I will
ACC.
say on tiebreakers for this, he's probably gonna be the one you want to listen to on this.
Yeah, don't listen to us. We're not always going to agree on stuff.
Well, no, but I mean that's the beauty of us doing this challenge. We're all not gonna, obviously agree, but by all means.
I went on a wing and a prayer for most of my picks.
Wing
so
and a prayer.
That's
And
how
we're broadcasting.
so
That's why
don't pick me.
That's why you're not headlining this segment.
Exactly.
Next one is Ohio State and South Dakota State. No offense, Scott, but kind of null and void because you're Ohio State fan.
Come on, boys. We'll get you at least one. Just give me one.
Ohio State, I picked. They really came up on the upcoming year. Beat Purdue at home, but then turned around and lost to Penn State 3 straight times.
Yeah, we did.
No offense. Last time was almost by 30, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that took you very
Sucks to
far.
suck.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that game.
Next pick is Gonzaga.
Zags.
UNCG.
Greensboro.
Yeah.
UNC Greensboro.
And it's going to be GG for the
Yep,
Zags.
Gonzaga. This next one was really tough. Houston and San Diego State.
I went Houston,
I went
but
Houston.
I feel like San Diego State has a shot to upset. They're
I
a very
do
good
too.
team.
I'm picking Houston, but I also could see where San Diego State could be a winner.
You could flip a coin
SD
there.
State is really, really good.
Yeah, you
And they play
They're,
the
they're
same-
that one of those teams that's just going to get out and run.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could literally flip a coin there,
Mhm.
and you could be right either way. I
Mhm.
mean, it really isn't going to hurt you.
Yeah. Next one is Michigan and Montana. Michigan,
Michigan.
Big Ten champs, 2 years in a row, back to back.
Garbage.
All right then. Next one is Texas A&M and Providence. I picked Texas A&M. Like I said, Big 12's had, or I'm sorry, wait.
SEC.
Yeah, they're SEC.
That's
Yeah,
SEC.
so one of the few SEC teams that actually did really well this year.
Auburn is a really good one, too.
Mhm. Very, very good.
Unfortunately, Alabama got in there.
Yeah.
And it ruined the brackets for everybody.
North Carolina and Lipscomb. I'm not even going to say my pick.
It's
North Carolina.
Thank you, folks. Next pick is Villanova.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Congrats to Lipscomb. How about getting the freaking tournament? That's awesome. I've never even heard of their team before. So
They won't be around long.
Yeah.
Good job
I
on
know.
making it, boys.
please upset North Carolina. They
Bite
cheated.
me, Colin.
They cheated. They're FBI war.
Villanova in the play-in game. Pretty sure everybody took Villanova, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Vatek and Alabama. Vatek.
I took
Vatek.
Vatek.
That's
okay.
because we have a bias against Alabama.
Yeah. West Virginia and Murray State. No offense, Michelle. I know Murray State's your school, but West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yep.
Not a worse guy. Wichita State and Marshall. Wichita State actually had a down year, but I'm still going to actually pick them to beat Marshall.
I find it baffling. This is the fourth seed they had down here. Every time he says down here to a
Wichita
good team.
State's usually like a 30-3 team, or like
Yeah,
a 33.
they're really
and-
good team.
Yeah, I mean, but they were up and down all year. Next one is Florida and is it Bonneville in Louisiana?
Possibly. It's a playing game.
Okay, playing game. I picked Florida.
Yeah.
Well, I'm picking Florida as well.
No.
Okay. Next one is Texas Tech and Stephen F. Austin. I picked Texas Tech.
Yep.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Nope. No problems
Okay, number 7, Arkansas against 10, Butler. I personally picked Butler.
there.
Butler.
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 We all picked Butler.
Okay, good
Wow.
deal. Good deal.
How about that?
Purdue and Cal State Fullerton. I'm picking Purdue, but I am not
Come on,
putting
Purdue.
it past Cal State.
Purdue has a tremendous ability to completely botch games where
Choke
they
like
just
whores on prom night.
That's a good way to put it.
And they cannot keep up with the running teams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
so-
why I'm saying, like, I'm pretty sure we all picked Purdue.
We did. We
But-
did pick Purdue.
Cal State is still a team that I don't put them on the back burner. In my opinion, they're more or less called the Florida Gulf Coast of
Yeah.
3-4 years ago. That's just my own personal opinion, though. Number 1 is Kansas against Penn. Kansas all the way.
Yep.
Seton Hall against NC State. I picked NC State. I don't know about you
I
guys.
picked Seton Hall.
I had picked Seton Hall.
I picked
Okay.
NC State.
Ah. I'll be honest. NC State is a very good team, especially in basketball. They've been up and coming. The ACC put in 9 teams this year, most of any conference. But that's just my own personal thing.
And 8 and 9 seeds are very difficult to pick. That could go either way.
It can, but also the 5 and 12s can be the same way.
And that's true. We've seen a lot of weird ones.
Kind of like with the next game. The next game is Clemson against New Mexico State. I picked Clemson, but don't count out New Mexico State. They're a really good team.
Don't sleep on them.
Nope, definitely. That might also be one of those sleeper picks that people do mistaken for, but I did pick Clemson. ACC. That's just me though. Next game is Auburn and Charleston. Auburn had a really, really good year this year.
Yes, they did.
They actually surprised me out of the SEC. Did they win the SEC in the Normal?
In regular season, yes.
Not in the tournament.
Not in the
The
tournament.
tournament was Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. And I picked Auburn. Pretty sure everybody else did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
over
Okay, good deal.
Charleston. Though.
Colin, your opinion is null and void. TCU and Arizona State and Syracuse.
Soon to be national champs, TCU.
Yeah, right. Keep reading, boy. I picked TCU.
Who wouldn't?
Exactly. I'm assuming you did too.
Yeah, I
Scott
picked TCU.
did. Okay, cool deal. Next game is Michigan State Bucknell. I'm picking Michigan State,
I took Michigan State as well.
Me too.
but
Me
don't
too.
be surprised about Bucknell.
Come on, Bucknell. I want you to win just so I have an easy bye into the next round.
But I'm Bucknell, dude. Hey,
It's a
man.
good team.
Bucknell's a good team. Next one is University of Rhode Island and Oklahoma.
Rhode Island.
I picked Rhode Island.
And I honestly think it doesn't matter with the matchup here, the numbers, the seeds, because I still would put money that URI is probably the underdog, even as a 7 seed.
I don't understand that though. I think Oklahoma's been garbage. They only won 2 games in the last month,
Yeah,
and they
if they,
still got in.
if they can shut down Trae Young,
They don't got shit.
that's it. Trae Young is their team.
I mean,
If Trae Young is gone, they're done.
We'll see what they do.
And the last game for the round of 64
is
is
Sir Tricks a lot?
yep, Trixlot, Duke and Iona. I'm pretty sure we all picked Duke, unfortunately.
We're all rooting for Iona though.
Yep, no kidding. Go up to the
Round of 32.
round of 32. We got Virginia and Creighton. Slow pace wins the race. UVA against Creighton. Davidson and Arizona. I'm picking Arizona.
I went Davidson.
I went,
Did you?
I went Arizona.
I went
Okay.
Davidson.
See,
Honestly,
I'm in a
David's-
weird world
the
because I
two-
took
the-
Kentucky, so I'm.
Well, the two surprising teams though this year are Davidson and Rhode Island. They are very, very good teams. So him choosing that is not really that big of a surprise. I pick Arizona though. That's just me. Next one is Miami and Tennessee.
I have the Vols.
I got Miami.
I took-
Miami's been very, very good. They beat North Carolina and North Carolina, but then we turned around and slapped them silly 17
I
points.
took Tennessee.
Okay. But Miami is still a very good team. Nevada and Cincinnati. I picked Cincinnati.
I did too.
Cincinnati is a very good up and coming team. Xavier and Florida State. I picked Xavier. I don't know about you guys.
I picked Xavier too.
I picked Xavier over Missouri.
I'm
so
really
it's
torn with this one. I went with Xavier, but I wouldn't put past Gonzaga to put up a really good fight in that game.
We're
Gonzaga's
there
not in
yet.
the game.
We're not there.
Oh,
yet.
oops. I'm-
We're back.
Xavier and Florida State.
Uh,
Back
I'm-
again.
Spoiler for the
Sorry,
next round.
Yeah, spoilers. Next round.
No, for that game, yeah, I've got.
Xavier.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yep.
All right, so we got Ohio State and Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
I chose Gonzaga. Well,
I
so hang on. I want to preface this next part here because we have a little bit of a theory with this young gentleman right here, and that is whoever tends to beat Ohio State in the tournament
Goes on a bit of a run.
goes on a bit of a run, and that's been proven the past 2 to 3 years that we have done this. So
Well, that Ohio State's been in.
yes,
And that's been a while.
Yeah.
By the way,
But-
Scotty, I picked Ohio State. You're welcome.
I appreciate it, but you're a fool.
Terry Blay, man, Terry Blay.
I have Gonzaga winning.
I got Gonzaga. What about you, Ben?
I've got Gonzaga.
And I love my Buckeyes.
Well,
It's okay.
I know
This
you
pains
do.
me.
It's okay.
I have Ohio State losing to Xavier in the next round. So.
I got next one is Houston and Michigan. I got Michigan winning that one.
I
I have Houston.
Next one is Texas A&M and North Carolina.
Carolina.
I have North Carolina.
I got Texas A&M actually.
Really, Mister? We the champ.
Yeah.
We the
I said
champ.
defending champs. I didn't say we're going to win at all. But North Carolina's been wishy-washy. They put on a good run, and then all of a sudden they slip up. There's Wofford, for instance, being one of them games. Texas A&M is a really good team, really good shooting team. Just ask Oklahoma. Next one is Villanova and Vatech. Villanova.
Nova.
And I do want to preface that in the Texas A&M North Carolina game, I'm still going to root for North Carolina regardless. Just saying, guys. And like he's going to be rooting for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Next one is West Virginia and Wichita State. I chose Wichita State.
Wichita State.
I went West Virginia.
Really?
Fair enough.
I just wanted to
Both
get
teams are really good.
I'm counting on the Big 12 teams to get punted out except for TCU because that's the only teams we seem to lose to.
Yeah,
So
for
get rid of
sure.
them.
I got Florida in the next game against Texas Tech. I chose Texas Tech.
I went Florida.
I went Florida.
Really?
I went Texas Tech.
Wishy-washy. Next one is Butler and Purdue.
Butler.
Butler.
I chose Purdue, but that's just because I'm trying to give them a little bit more faith than everybody else. But
They're gonna lose.
either way, Butler goes on to run the tournament, so it really wouldn't surprise me a whole lot.
And Purdue
To be
chokes in
honest.
the tournament.
Yep. Sweet 16, everybody's favorite time. We got UVA against Arizona. I got
Hold on, you
UVA.
missed a round.
Did I?
You
Go down.
you
You
got
still don't have the Kansas
4
bracket.
games to give these viewers.
My bad.
These
My
poor,
bad.
these
Bad,
poor
folks.
people are hanging on your
I'm
word.
so sorry.
We've
sir.
got you.
Old age, man, and tiring from working, bros. All right, so we got Kansas and NC State. I got Kansas.
Kansas.
Auburn and Clemson coming up next. I got Auburn.
Auburn.
Clemson. Hey, don't disrespect. Clemson's okay.
Next
You
game.
know, I was actually being nice to you, but now you piss off.
Well, he's not gonna like this.
TCU and Michigan State.
Michigan State.
TCU.
TCU.
Mm.
TCU
See,
had
we're
a
back
run
on the
run
same
this year.
team now.
University of Rhode Island against Duke.
Rhode Island.
Duke.
Duke.
I hope Rhode Island destroys them. I hope Sir Tripslaw
Are we
gets
in Sweet
suspended.
16?
16 now.
Yeah, we're
Good
in
deal,
Sweet 16.
guys. Sweet 16, UVA and Arizona.
UVA.
UVA. I'm still saying UVA is the best team in the NCAA right now. I'm sorry, guys.
UVA.
Miami and Cincinnati. I'm saying Cincinnati.
Cincy.
Isn't it? Yeah.
See, I have Tennessee anyway.
Yep. Xavier and Gonzaga. I got Gonzaga.
I took Xavier.
Really?
I took Xavier.
I'm torn with this one. I think I went with Xavier.
I went Xavier over Ohio State.
Yep. Next matchup is Michigan and Texas A&M. I got Texas A&M.
I have Michigan.
I have Houston over UNC. See, now we're all going wishy-washy. See, don't listen to me. None of mine have been the same as you
Houston
guys.
over UNC. Okay, then anyway, guys.
Your team's not gonna make it. Your team's not that good.
Fair and yours.
You got a 2 seed on freaking name.
What have you done?
You
Nothing.
got in without a name.
Okay.
Next game.
The Alabama college basketball.
Yeah, Villanova and Wichita State. I got Nova.
Nova.
I'm pretty sure our picks are going to be a little different. Mine was Texas Tech and Purdue. I put Texas Tech over Purdue.
I have Texas Tech over Butler.
I have Butler.
Florida.
Jesus Christ.
Fair enough. Kansas and Auburn.
Kansas.
I got Kansas.
Kansas.
We got TCU over Duke. I can't speak on this one.
TCU, but I have TCU playing Rhode Island.
I had Duke advancing.
I have Michigan State advancing.
So we're all in a different landscape now.
I got TCU beating Duke.
Good.
Just saying.
See, we're not even playing Duke. We're hoping Rhode Island takes care of
So
the
now
trash.
the Elite Eight.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
All right, so we
We're
got
10-4.
Virginia and Cincinnati.
UVA.
UVA.
I took Cincinnati.
Really?
Really?
That's ballsy.
Yeah.
But hey, that's the name of the game. We all take ballsy picks. Happens. Gonzaga and Texas A&M. I got Gonzaga.
See, I have Xavier still. So.
I had Xavier in Michigan with Xavier winning.
I have Michigan winning.
Yeah, Xavier Houston. It's Xavier.
Villanova and Texas Tech. I got Villanova.
Villanova.
I have Butler.
I have Texas Tech. Passing Villanova.
Kansas and TCU.
I have Kansas winning.
I have TCU winning.
I have Michigan State
I
winning.
got TCU winning.
TCU's been known to beat Kansas before, so
Mhm,
it's
that's
not.
exactly what I said.
It's not unheard of.
Yep.
Final four?
Virginia and Gonzaga.
I have Virginia over Xavier.
I have Xavier over Cincy.
I got Virginia over Gonzaga.
I have Virginia over Michigan.
And then the next one is Villanova over TCU.
I have Villanova over Kansas.
I have Michigan State over Butler.
I have Texas Tech over TCU. Unfortunately, Texas Tech is just
My
the
final
best
two are Virginia and Villanova.
Mine
Xavier
are,
and Villanova.
mine are UVA and Michigan State.
team. Mine are UVA and Texas Tech, with UVA winning
I got UVA.
by 3,
Yep.
65-62.
I have Xavier cutting down the net.
I got
Probably wrong, but what the fuck?
No, I mean it's a good pick. I got Virginia 57-54.
I have UVA over Michigan State 75-73.
All of ours are close scores. What was your score?
56 to 50.
Oh, you
Still
had
pretty
a little
close,
bit of a
actually.
yeah.
Defensive struggle.
Yeah.
Well,
The one thing I do want to say though is, that's like all of our picks based on. I can honestly say I myself have done brackets to where I have won money, so you can kind of take it
that's
from
what I'm
what
saying.
part.
If you're going to listen to any of the four of us, this is going to be the guy.
I mean, but I'm not saying I'm not wrong. But I'm not saying I'm not wrong. Obviously go with your own picks, do your research, everything like that. But this is one of my favorite times of the year to do this. I love college basketball. I love March Madness. I love this time of year. Other than that,
All right, well, I think this is a good point to wrap up our first video episode. Guys, thank you again, all the subscribers, all the people supporting us. We love you. Thank you very much for everything that you do. It means the world to us. We can't tell you how much this means to us, because without you guys, this does not happen.
Yeah. Obviously, this has been something we've been talking about for a long time. It's been we've had a few like test podcasts way back when, and now we've finally gotten to where we're now doing a video podcast. Thank you for your suggestions. We take plenty. We'll try and fit them in as much as possible.
Phrasing.
Thank you. But we try and make sure that your voices are heard. Essentially, with our podcast, we know that we're not all perfect. We don't have all the right ideas. Sometimes we come up with some stupid ones. So we know that there's other people that can bring up better ideas for podcasts. Anybody who supported us, again, thank you very much. If you're just watching this and you haven't liked or subscribed, please do so. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, but it really helps us. It helps keep everything going. And likes, subscribe, shares. Tell your friends, comments, everything. Just throw ideas at us. We'll discuss it. We're not going to turn ideas down. It's material to talk about, and we value it because it came from you guys, because you're the fans and the subscribers. And again, this doesn't happen without you guys.
Yeah. And it's not all, obviously, a lot of this was sports related. We also do want to do non-sports related stuff as well. We obviously did The Walking Dead today. I know we have a big day on the 29th of April. We got a lot of stuff planned for that day. We're filming 2 podcasts that day. We're going to see the Infinity Wars movie, and we'll give
our review of it.
Give our review of it. And it won't just be about the Infinity Wars. It'll be just about Marvel in general. We want to talk about comic books and stuff like that. Get off the sports-related stuff for at least one episode. We know not everybody that watches these and everybody that wants to watch us cares about sports. They care about, comic books and TV and other stuff that doesn't relate to wrestling or football or racing or basketball or any of the other sports, really. Hockey, obviously, is one of my favorites. So, again, we really want to make sure that this is for everybody. Obviously, we have our own opinions. Not everybody's going to like it, what our opinions are, but we hope you enjoy it regardless. And this is the first video podcast. I think it went pretty well.
So I guess we're going to tag out here. So we will see you guys next week, and thank you very much.